Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I'm so happy you're here, people at home in the live stream. A warm welcome. I prepared a very tough ride for you, so I hope you're ready. I will tell you a little bit. I have 12 hours of material for real estate. You can see it, 30 years in 30 minutes. It's gonna hurt a little bit. Hopefully you're happy next week, okay? So there's happening so many things. Please don't think he didn't mention that, he doesn't believe in it. No, I have to pick and choose from the many chapters what I think is most relevant for you and your future business. Okay, I hope that is very clear. Important to make a statement. What my mission is today, I'm going to strap a rocket to your mind. So I hope you have a seatbelt. We made seatbelts for you in the chairs, but it's going to be a bumpy ride with a lot of trends. I'm going to speak a little bit about social, business, geopolitical, mainly technology trends. People always ask me, do you believe in technology? I do. I just want to make one thing very clear before I start. I believe in human intelligence too. Because I think people are very intelligent. I believe in technology and AI, but I also believe in human intelligence. So don't think everything is going to be technology and people will be out. But I have important trends for you that I hope that you can coin to beat the competition and to help this area to be what it's supposed to be, the global hub for a lot of people. I will show you why I feel that. Okay, are you ready? Okay, let's go. Very important, I have to do a little introduction who I am and what I do. More important, why I do what I do. In the brochure, of course, it's always fantastic. I'm a marketeer in heart and soul. I sold 5 businesses and I invested that money in 24 social startups. Now, of course, the brochure always looks fantastic, advertising. The real story is, I come from a poor upbringing. I lived in foster homes until my grandparents took me in home. And my grandmother said, you already been kicked out of professional football and out of university. And she called me Silverback Gorilla. She said, listen, I know that you're going to make business. One thing, he and I are watching you. I want you not to compensate for your poor youth. You're going to give 80% of your income and wealth to other people that need it more than you. Do we have a deal or not? I say, yes, Grandma. And that was my promise, and if you are a man of your word, you need to live up to that promise, I think. So I want to take you first a little bit on that ride. So I'm a little bit of a misfit. I had a very slow start in life, and later in life I discovered that you have to work really hard with discipline and focus, and that took me a little while. So I'm a little bit of a slow starter. What is very important, half of my youth, I fled away into space. That was my safe haven for a while. I watched sci-fi movies, that was my safe space. I could dream away. Now, I'm 53, what I have learned that space and science is basically very interesting for the new world. And why is that important or relevant for real estate now or in the future? I will show you a little bit. I wrote a story 7 years ago that is difficult. If you're a futurist, people mostly say, no, he's crazy, out of this world, weird ideas, because people have difficulties with imagining the future. If you look at space, I wrote space mining. We mined planet Earth, we mined the oceans. There is trillions of dollars in space, helium, raw materials, water, and a lot of materials. So I wrote, in 10, 20 years, space mining will be bigger than the entire crypto industry. Well, I got a lot of enemies, but the predictions are still on. Space tourism is not so big. Space mining is going to be incredible. So it's difficult for us to see that maybe with helium-3, we have energy for the coming 300-400 years. Jeff Bezos is going up, Richard Branson is going up, Elon Musk is going up. Why are we all suddenly so interested in space? So that is an industry that will be very big, and those technologies will be applicable for the world today. What we did, I said, if we have the birds in the sky, Starlink, can we please use the satellites to monitor the oceans, overfishing, coral reefs, deforestation. We have the birds in the sky that can protect the lands and the seas. So suddenly all that future is now working, so we can apply technology to do good. I think that is very interesting. I heard before also very interesting for my topic, purpose-driven leadership. And what do I mean by that? Purpose-driven leadership, I would love to give you a few examples because I think that you're going to be very successful, and I hope that you're also willing to share that wealth with the people that need it more than we do. That is for me a very important start. For example, Serena Williams, the famous tennis player, she is now an investor in 60 social startups. Social enterprises or startups, people, planet, prosperity companies. Not only the P from profit, but only prosperity and other things, which is beautiful, of course. Well, I can do the SU here. Cristiano Ronaldo, for me, we were preparing a story, for me, for years, heart and soul. He gives back to humanity and society, and he's mobilizing more than 600 million fans to do good. Can you imagine the power of the crowd? That little piece is $1 per fan per year. Rolling Stone magazine took the story. $1 per fan per year could be now $613 million per year. We couldn't build football schools in Arabia or in Africa. So we need new role models, in my opinion, people that not only go for their own wealth, but that they have a heart and a soul and they care. For me, very interesting. Social entrepreneurship, you probably know him, Boyan Slat, the social entrepreneur. He said, you know what? By 2040, I will have the oceans plastic free. We said, what? He said, yeah, I'm going to try it. He started with crowdfunding. He crowdfunded $2.5 million. He went to $25 billion. He's doing it. A little detail, if we don't get to education and if we don't solve poverty, the people will be polluting the ocean for another 100 years. So we need to also make sure that we get to a real solution. But this is people that I really admire. What is very important, the real world is almost ahead of our science fiction. It's a quote by Keanu Reeves from The Matrix. And you will see two groups in my story. The deniers, people that are denying technology, and the people that believe in the opportunities. So it's very difficult, and I will give you examples. What is very important to me, because in real estate and in many industries, the senior leaders, the captains with the 4 stripes, they are my age, 50 or older. I think what is very important, that we go back to our inner child. Curiosity and imagination are the superpowers for the coming 30 years. Not we've been doing it like this for 20 years, I don't believe it. No, be curious. Data, technology, how can it help my business? How can it help my country? How can it help my city? How can we apply that? And for a lot of people, a beautiful quote by George Eliot, it's never too late who you might have been. So if you're 50 or 60 or 70, it's all about mindset, I think. So you're never too old to be that. Find your inner child. Curiosity. I went with my friend here yesterday to House of Hype. The immersive experience. I like to take people that don't like technology to those immersive experiences. Because I know, honestly, I can talk for hours, but if I put you in a simulator for 30 seconds, you will come out and say, wow. The experience is really important. Well, this is a controversial topic, but I'm here to speak my professional opinion, and it's good news for you, but I don't tell this because I'm here. This is my vision, you can look it up on the internet. We are in a world very difficult to predict. My professional opinion is, and there is a lesson in that, for example, Europe, I believe in collaborative ecosystems, not in ecosystems. And in Europe we have a flag, and that's about it. It's not a real ecosystem. And I think what I see happening, it's murder by numbers in 2 ways. Together, combined, we're talking about 1 billion people. If I compare it to the rest of the world, BRICS, this is murder by numbers. It's 1 billion versus 5-6 billion soon. And this is very interesting. A lot of wealthy, educated people from those regions are looking now, can we move? Should we go to the Emirates? Should we go to Arabia? This is, for a lot of people, no. We've been arrogant and we've been destroying what we have. Please learn from that and take that advantage. Collaboration, very important. BRICS, I had to carve out Argentina because Milay said no. But this is, of course, what I'm talking about. If I look at the GDP of the BRICS markets and if I look at the opportunities here, yeah, this is 5 billion against 1 billion. It's already game over. It will just happen in the coming 10 to 20 years. If we keep going like this, and yeah, this is vision, strategy. So geopolitical trends are in your favor. I would say roll out the red carpet and get the smart people in. It's also real estate. What I've seen in digital Darwinism, I call it the last 20 years, we've seen a period of digital Darwinism. We misunderstand misconceptions about digital transformation. I want to show you a little bit what we've seen the last 20 years and why is it so difficult for us to adapt. Because we all thought the digital transformation was to have a new website and a mobile site or a mobile app. No. That's not digital transformation, people. So I will show you a little bit infrastructure and what it all means. Can we have the audio, please? Is that possible? Yeah, nice story about technology. Huh? Oh. Well, the most important thing is, what I'm going to show you, they will probably get it on the screen. We've been seeing digital transformation for 20 years, and we have feel it a little bit. This has incredible impact. The most important thing, what I want to take out of this, is this. Digital leadership and cyberpunks at the top and throughout the whole organization. I don't have to be McKinsey. Digital transformation, they gave us clues. Digital talent. Not very difficult, but okay. It seems to be difficult. It also needs cultural changes. And it's digital first, but not digital only. We are here today, we'll move in the physical world as well. And how can you have customer service or services that connect to people in the offline and the online world? That is very difficult for a lot of companies. Also, misconception about digital transformation, not on a screen, new business models, power, you need new business models. Disruptive business models that we have never seen before. Are you sitting on a chair, everybody? The chair has 4 legs, eh? And your business models? 1 leg or 4 legs? Are you diversifying? Do you have the business models for tomorrow? That is nowadays very important. And this is mainly why I came here. I have been talking about it since 2000, so 3 years ago, I started about the impact of the 4th industrial revolution. What could that mean for the world, for our businesses, economies, societies, humanity? And a lot of people ask me immediately, yeah, but till when does this last, Igor? He said, I don't know, 2030, 2040, 2050. We probably read that on Wikipedia later. But people are nervous, because we always can tell, well, the first industrial revolution was then, and the second, and the third, and then came the internet. My prediction for you, 1, 2, and 3 industrial revolutions, plus the internet combined, is the warming up of what we're seeing now. Now it's happening. So people and companies that already struggled in digital transformation, now it's going to happen. And I will show you why. We've seen exponential technologies that go gradually, and everything, blah, 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 boom, suddenly. And what does that mean for us? And how can you apply this to your business and be successful? Exponential technologies versus our linear minds. That's why I told you I want to strap a rocket to your mind, because our linear minds cannot keep up with the speed of the technology. We lack imagination, it's very difficult for us, and we always say, I'm not really sure. Huh? Igor, Mercedes-Benz said to me, Igor, we've been doing it like this for 100 years. He said, I don't know if that is an advantage or if that is very bad, but we'll find out. I don't know if you know this, but this is about culture DNA, and I want to show you. This is a series, I don't know, does anybody know it? The Mad Men, it's a series, some of you know it. It was about advertising, because for 70 years in the world, if you had deep pockets, hey, Nike, Coca-Cola, Unilever, Procter, you had 4, 5, 6, 10 billion US dollar per year to spend in advertising, you became the #1 in the market. We've been doing it like that for 70 years. The TV commercials, up 4 billion on TV, and you were the #1 in the market. What we do tend to forget, people, that was the era of 3 TV channels and 3 products in the supermarket. The world changed a little bit. Do I believe in advertising? Yes, it can win you a few quarters. But in the last 25 years, I experienced and noticed a new group. I call them the Math Men. This is not a series, please don't go to Netflix, say Netflix. No, you see, weird Futurist, this is my makeup. I met them. Larry, Mark, and the rest of the San Francisco gang. The people that said it was never like this before, it should have been like this, let's go. Innovation wins you decades. And the old school people, the madmen, they rely on McKinsey, and they have backward-looking market research, and they have everything they need, and still they lose. So what's happening, and what do they see what we do not see? And that is very interesting, and that's what I want to show you in a few examples. Now I'm going to help a few of you who made a lot of business cases in this life. Honest, me. Another business case, another business case. You know what Elon Musk says? I don't make a business case. I will be the new business case. That is leadership. The return on investment of innovation, we always look at return on investment. I'm going to spend this, and what is my ROI? Then I came after 20 years, and I said, I have another business case to CEOs. Can you make for me the risk of inaction business case as well? The what? I said, the risk of inaction. What if you don't move now, you stay on your butt, and you don't move and you don't invest now? What will happen to your company in 1, 3, 5, or 7 years' time? And will you still be there? Whoa, 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 whoa. And why do I say that? Because I've seen a lot of things happening. This, for example, the outsiders and the outliers. Richard Branson is an example. The airline, British Airways, stood up his wife a few times. He said, I'm now fed up. He called Boeing, can I lease 5 Boeings? Boeing said, what? He said, I'm going to start Virgin Airlines. Elon Musk is the same with Tesla. Why doesn't this come from the people within the industry? Because Richard Branson doesn't know anything about airlines, but he's doing it. So what do we see in the world? The people within that certain industry always have the DNA and the mentality, we've been doing it like this for 30 years. They say no. I don't know about the business, but we can do it differently. And they take over entire industries in under a decade time, which is basically impossible if you look at the history of the world. It's not possible, but it's happening. So what do they see? He's not here anymore, but Alvin Toffler. Of course, the most difficult thing for our generations is to unlearn, relearn, and to do it differently, because we have been doing it for so long. So are you capable of control, alt, delete, and look fresh at the same world in your same industry in the future? And that seems to be very, very difficult. Also, because we don't know. I don't know much about technology. I had to learn, but I need to be curious. So how can we unlearn and relearn? And I want to give you a few examples. Look through the lens of those math men, the guys with the ones and the zeros. Larry, Mark, the data-driven, AI, predictive modeling. What do they see? And how can we learn from that, and what can we do or benefit with that? And I don't always win popularity contests. Sometimes I get eggs and tomatoes. That is difficult if you're a futurist. I said to retail for 20 years, what is the problem? Is it the Amazon effect? Or is it because you lack customer centricity? It's a good question, a relevant question. Why are you still retailing like it's 1999? You see that consumers want new things, so that is very difficult. And then, if I show you a little bit, that is for the handout, you will get it. This is the supply chain 4.0 that Amazon has built. So if you're a retailer, you're starting now, because Walmart wants to compete with Amazon, no, it's not going to happen. I know they do pep talks, but it's very simple, ladies and gentlemen. If you drive from Riyadh to any city and I follow you after a day, I'm never going to pick up with you, because you drive 100 miles per hour. I cannot, and they started 10 years ago. Supply chain 4.0, very difficult. Infrastructure, technology, data-driven, and they know their customers better than the customers know themselves. Data, 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 data. And people laugh about this. Amazon has the patents. So the retail brands laugh about my story. I said, look it up online. Amazon has the patents. Flying warehouses in 20, you see there one on the big wall. It's drones, they come from the mothership. We have smart housing. So the drone delivers me warm food. My window opens automatically because the drone says, click, you ordered, boom, and the pizza's on the table, the drone is out, and I can start to eat. This is the Amazon Bezos dream. Will take a while, but the infrastructure is there. They have the patents. So that is very interesting. I needed to take a sexy picture for you. This is about the media and the television and the broadcasting companies. Young, smart people that know the trends, very fashionable. I've spoken for all the big television media houses in the world. You know what they said for 15 years long? 15. This is not a joke. Igor, Netflix is a hype. Come on, are you serious? They're going to take the powerful television away. Netflix is a hype. So, okay. And YouTube, already a billion viewers. Nah, YouTube is a bunch of stupid cat videos. So, okay, let's go. What happened? In under 7 years' time, the duopoly Facebook, Google, Veni Vidi Vici, they came and they conquered, and they took 55% of the global media and advertising revenues. In 7 years' time, exponential. So I hope that this is a cultural message that lands. I told you, all the big car brands in the world. I've been in Audi, Mercedes, Benz, and all the way. Igor, we've been doing it for 100 years. Do yourself a favor, you're a nice speaker. But please don't bring these examples. Everybody's laughing at you. Tesla, it's a joke. Yeah? Who's laughing now? Market cap here, 45 seconds. It takes from zero to assembling a Tesla, 45 seconds, and the car is ready to drive. So I'm not laughing, I'm just curious and looking at the risk of inaction. This is gaming. A lot of CEOs said to me, this is a little bit for teenagers, Igor, gaming. Or is gaming very interesting, growing for real estate, bringing the new venues, and connecting more people than we could ever imagine. Can you imagine China, Abu Dhabi, that you can race against the professionals? Fantastic. Now I'm from Amsterdam, the Netherlands. Max Verstappen is Dutch. We did interviews in 2017 about AI. He said, Igor, AI and technology is Formula One. It's the same for business. It's here to stay, and if you're not with it, you're going to lose. For me, very interesting to see this region has so many things to offer. And if you see 23.5 million gamers here in Saudi Arabia, and you can count me and him in two now, so 2 extra in a house of hype. The revenues in gaming here in 6-7 years' time, 6-7 billion. What I see, Sphere in Las Vegas, the big dome where the UFC is going to be, they made a 98 million loss in 2022. So yeah, London is not going to happen. Here it's flying. Maybe they will need another venue in the coming few years. You see what you do with mindset? You are second mover advantage is the biggest advantage there is. A little bit from my markets, we're a little bit slow, fat and lazy. And a little bit arrogant because we think we all know it. I rather see people that want to have the power and ambition to grow something because you get this, it works. And this is also ID, venues, IDs, but also for marketing and tourism. This is an event, Web Summit, maybe you know it, largest tech fest in the world. 70,000 people come to Lisbon every year. Can you imagine 70,000 people in Riyadh for a tech fest? What is your average visa? $220 per entry? 70,000 times? 70,000 times 3 nights in the 4 seasons? 70,000 times in an Uber for 3 days in a restaurant? About 10% of the GDP of the city of Lisbon. 1 event per year. Hello? Scale your business, events, live communications can be very powerful and bring an entire group. What happens in Lisbon, people, real estate, because what has this to do with real estate? Most of the business and serial entrepreneurs who pay $1,000 US dollar for a ticket, they say, what a nice area, Lisbon, Portugal, Cascais, maybe you should rent or buy a house here. 3 to 4% of the entrepreneurs that come there rent or buy a house in Portugal. Hey. So, can you imagine if you attract the right customers? Very interesting, but it's a different mindset. I had to tell you this because what we're now seeing, of course, I am a believer that this will impact, can take a while. Of course, IP, smart contracting is very important. But can you apply this to real estate? Tokenization, ladies and gentlemen. Soon we will have buildings funded by the crowd. Tomorrow we can buy a hotel with 100,000 people if we put in the money. And Boston Consultancy Group said, this is going to fly 16 trillion by 2030. This is not a typo, it is not million, not billion, trillion. I don't know if the prediction is right, but suppose they're wrong and it's 8 trillion. Should we still look at the trend or no? I think so, put it on your list. Tokenization, very interesting. And the last few things, I've done a few gatherings for you, AI, PropTech, 3D, IoT, for me very important trends for the coming 10, 20, 30 years for real estate. And why? This is cute, I'm a little bit sarcastic, you notice that, I'm a little bit sarcastic. This is what people do in New York. They say, because we're of course denying technology. Hey ChatGPT, can you finish this building? Because we want to say, of course, you can never do construction. That will be safe for technology. I say, okay. Humanoids, and I'm not saying whole construction is replaced, but the difficulty is that we don't believe the future and that we say, "Ma." And if it's not the robots, ladies and gentlemen, what do you think about 3D printing in real estate? Who of you played with Lego when you were young, or maybe still today, or technical Lego? A lot of people did. 3D printing, I already see prefab houses delivered on location. And I want to be short for this, but I want to put this in perspective for you. What could 3D printing mean for real estate and for the rest of the world? What could it mean? The robots also. All things repetitive and automated, my prediction by 2030 will be replaced by robots or AI. White and blue collar jobs, or part of jobs. In 2017, we replaced 40% of my research team with algorithms and AI, and they do a much more clever job. If I say to my people, I don't know how to do that, I want to know all the acquisitions from Google, Facebook, Apple, and Amazon in fintech, and I get all the acquisitions. And the banks don't believe me. They say, well, no, fintech, Apple, Google, not going to happen. Except they acquired for 140 billion together, fintech startups. How do you know? Except, well, this is the data. AI searched it for it. It's public information. So if you know what to look for, you get very interesting models. You have a different view. I say to governments who I advise, please listen to my predictions. If you sign off and say, okay, for autonomous cars, self-driving, what are you going to do to the 400 million people in the world that work in Uber and in transport and in logistics? They will be out of a job. Did you think about that? Huh? I said, did you think about that if the decision you take now is decisive for 400 million jobs? Oh, maybe we should go back to the business case. I think that's a wise idea. And IoT, very short, what's going to mean for real estate? What is the impact and what do we see? And if I visualize it for you, it's a little bit of what we've seen in Visualize of House of Hype, this. And the cool and the fun thing is, I've seen drones in desert-like areas where agriculture is needed to feed the people. The drones fly in over the crops. They say number 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, replace them, 9, 11, 12. Water, 13, 14, 15, extra water and fertilizer. And the robots and the drones fly back and automatically they drop what they need. There's not even irrigation systems anymore. Old school thinking to dig everything in the ground. There is new methodologies that can help us for the coming 10, 20, 30 years. Very interesting to look at. And I wanted to talk to you about 3D printing. My prediction, I'm not sure, but it can also be 30 or 20 or 25%, still significant. Can you imagine what happens? 3D printing. In 10 years' time, we will have 3D printing shops around us. In 20 years, we all have a printer at home, or the majority. Can you imagine? Manufacturing, trade, logistics, production, DHL, delivery is going to slash international trade and logistics in half, people. 3D printing means that I now go to a store and say, hey, Igor, I need size now 52, 54. We gained a little bit with eating. Can I get my jacket? Comes out of the printer. Amazon has the IP and the brand, they still charge me. No more production, no more factories, no more delivery, boom, out of my printer in the copy shop in the corner. 10, 20 years. So that's pretty fast. The last thing, so I've been trying to tell you that I see big things for real estate. The biggest changes, compound annual growth rate, for all what is in tech, 40 to 60%. That is where the growth is. And of course, the traditional and the retail business that you do today, you're the experts. I don't need to tell you anything about it. But here are the big opportunities. And what is my closing thoughts, the key takeaways for today's? I want to be very, very clear. Technology can empower or control society. I'm for the empowering side. I don't always win the popularity prizes with it, but I think that we can facilitate humanity and that we can help. We can also control the people. Up to you and up to governments and up to everybody what we want to do with this. Peter Drucker, my favorite management consultant, culture eats strategy for breakfast. Very important. In tech, you have 90 to 100 days to deliver, and you need to have the data to create the predictive modeling. The guessing in the boardroom in your underbelly is over, ladies and gentlemen. You will lose from the math man. Hire the people with those skills. Very important. And we as seniors, I think we also have responsibilities to younger generations. Do you know the Karate Kid, Mr. Miyagi? Who knows Mr. Miyagi? Yeah? Okay. Sensei. You need to be able to help. For the younger people, I think in many audiences they say, Mr. Who? I say, oh yeah, sorry, you're younger. Mr. Han. That's the follow-up. So I have to be careful what to show you. Because Mr. Miyagi, they look at me, they say, yeah, you see, he's old school. No, Mr. Han. Okay. But, also very important, if you don't have a Screenager advisory board, if you don't have the culture as a four-stripe general or as a business leader to listen to the young people, I give you 5 to 15 years and the business is over. Give any application or tool to young people, 5 to 15 years old, and they will tell you this, they're going to swipe you out. This sucks big time, don't do it. So, are we having the culture and the DNA, not only to sensei the younger people, but to facilitate, empower the people that know people? Listen, okay, I'm 53. My first internet computer was when I was 24 years old. I should not even be on this stage. I am complete, utter loser in this world. 24 years I had my first internet. Can you imagine this generation? Wow, they swipe and they do, and I have kids 14, 15 years old. They say, are you the CEO of this business? I say, yeah, why? Now, this sucks what you do. You don't use AI in this and this and this way. My ego wants to say, hey, listen, I've been doing this for 25 years. No, I say, okay, thank you. Can you do it for me? Yeah, of course. Kids, very clever. So empower them and make them part of your business as a test panel. So I say real estate used to be an art, now it is a science too. If you're not into data-driven econometrists, people that do predictive modeling, you will be guessing in the boardroom. I've seen it enough, please don't do that. I want you to win, and not to lose, okay? Last 4 things, it's very simple, but we failed at digital transformation. Please do it right. If you believe my story, that Industry 4.0, in whatever way, is going to disrupt real estate in the coming 10, 20, 30 years. Please learn from digital transformation. You need to hire the talents for Industry 4.0 now. IoT, PropTech, 3D, whatever I showed you today, if you don't hire the talents now, they will be working at Google and Facebook for an amount you can never afford. And this group is very scarce. There are not many people with those skills. So please try to think like the madman, be ahead of the game, and hire those talents for real estate in those 4, 5, 6, 7 technology trends. Then you will be the winner of tomorrow. Believe me. Last but not least, be nice to nerds. We will all end up working for one. And I want to wish you unleash your inner techie. I want to thank you for inviting me. I want to wish you incredible success. And I hope to be here again very soon. Thank you very much.